In the 90s, it became hip to hate Ewoks. But let's go back to 1986 and look at an 11-year-old that really hated Ewoks, action figure commercials, and more. We're going to go back to 1986 here and look at this news article from someone that says they're 11 and they're really upset at the commercialization, is that a word? Commercialization? Advertisement for Star Wars toys, G.I. Joe toys, and more, although it had no issue with Cabbage Patch dolls. I really don't think this is an 11-year-old, so we're going to expose this very old news article. Now, before we get started, as always, become a Patreon YouTube member, get some exclusive content, or head over to junkmanmerch.com and get some cool t-shirts, like that one right here. Okay, let's go to this news article dated December 16th, 1986. Now, I know this is probably hard to read by looking at it, so we're going to read over each paragraph and kind of analyze what's being said. And then you can tell me if you believe that this Jason G. Green is really 11 years old. So let's just start with the first part of the article. The Dear Editor. I'm genuinely distressed by the horrid exploitation of the American toy market. I see many toys out today that make my spine curl with disgust. And it seems like the new ones, which are as bad or worse, come out daily. First, starting right off. Does this sound like it's written by an 11-year-old? Now, I know there's some 11-year-olds that are smarter than other 11-year-olds, and I know there's some 11-year-olds that are dumber than other 11-year-olds. What's the word? Distress by the horrors, exploitation of the American toy market. Come on, what 11-year-old in 1986 or today talks like that, especially writes a letter like that to an editor in the newspaper? Let's go on. Certain lines personally make me sick. G.I. Joe, for example. The U.S. Army advertises itself enough without driving the 10-year-old completely gun-ho. I don't believe that most of the American toy users realize the true horror of war. Sometimes I believe that a group of reject engineers attempts the techno-toy design for their line. If this is an 11-year-old, this is the most 11-year-old Karen I've ever seen. I don't even know where to start with nitpicking this one to death. 10-year-olds going completely gun-ho because they watch G.I. Joe, the cartoon, or the commercials, or the toys. Now, I'm sure maybe G.I. Joe made some people enjoy the military or look into joining the military when they got older, but they wanted to fight for the country, fight against the evil Cobra. Let's go on. And the advertising, I believe that commercials for these undesirable products caused at least 50% of the problem. One which happened to catch my eye this afternoon was the Ewok Family Village playset, or something similar, part of the Kenner Star Wars collection. It showed people in Ewok suits dancing and children doing the same. Then the children, using the playset, acted out the 20-second adventure, with adults occasionally jumping in like pigeons. Then it was back to dancing for 5 more seconds, and the commercial ended. Again, this is not written at all like an 11-year-old. Who is buying this? Who is believing this is an 11-year-old? I guess the editors of this newspaper. Now, they were complaining about the Ewok Family Village playset, and I thought they were first talking about the Kenner Ewok Village playset. But I watched the commercial here.
It's Ewok Village. I must save my friends.
The net's set. I'll get them.
Dear me, what a close call.
It's C-3PO, new low-gray and Ewok Village playset. Action figures, each sold separately. You have to put it together.
I'm Low Gravy, Ewok Medicine Man.
Take me to your leader.
Your throne, O Golden King, will celebrate with special stew, a barbecue.
No celebration for me until my friends are free.
Very well, Your Majesty.
Ewok Village playset from Star Wars Return of the Jedi collection. Action figures sold separately. New from Kenner.
As you can see, it's nothing like described here. So I'm guessing this is the Ewok family vintage playset. They just say family, so maybe I should have went there first. But it's a lot. I mean, they make it sound sinister. But here's the actual commercial.
Attention, Earth parents! Galactic News Flash! We're watching the Ewoks from Return of the Jedi. They're celebrating because kids everywhere love their Ewok family hut.
We can help the chocolate Skywalker. Hurry, Ewoks. Let's take the wagon, Princess Nisa. The Ewoks save the day. Yay!
It's a galaxy of fun. The Ewok family hut and other Wicket the Ewok toys, each sold separately. New from Kenner Preschool.
I didn't see the parents jumping in like pigeons.
Hurry,
was just a couple of Ewoks dressed up, kids playing with a child play set. What was the problem with this? I don't understand what they're so upset about. This is the dumbest article I ever read. Okay, let's go on. The fact that the adults were getting so extremely excited was particularly unnerving to me. I thought that the interaction moments were overdone. In my opinion, the advertising agencies, which handle the accounts for the major toy market of this country, should rethink the entire advertising strategy for this market. So far, the commercials for the item have had a very negative impression on me. 11-year-old. Right. Let's see. Let me look over here again. Listen to this one here. In my opinion, the advertising agencies, which handle the accounts for the major toy markets of the country, no 11-year-old knows anything about who making these commercials, if they're made by an agency or they're made by the actual toy company. And let's go back to this paragraph again. That it says that the adults were getting extremely excited. This is extremely excited. Okay, let's read more. It's going to sound less like 11-year-old, even more. And what about the Pudo Advertising, which is becoming so common today, and most of America's major toy lines have been featured in at least one half-hour television special, while many have their own syndicated series. I can think of quite a few off the top of my head, including Strawberry Shortcake, the Care Bears, the Bobots, and the Transformers. What the hell is Bobot? And again, Pudo Advertising. What 11-year-old says? I don't even know. I wouldn't even use that. Pudo Advertising, which is becoming common today in most Americans' major toy lines. This is 11-year-old. I hate this. This is 11-year-old Karen. I said it once. I'll say it again. I don't never use that word much. Karen. It seems overused, but now I know what they're talking about. A Karen. Let's go on. The one major toy line which has managed to keep its dignity is the Cabbage Patch Kids. Although they have produced 2 record albums, G.I. Joe, the GoBots, and the Transformers have been featured in 3-day to 1-week miniseries. That's it. We've exposed who this person is. It's not an 11-year-old. It's a middle-class mother. Because who liked Cabbage Patch dolls the most? You guessed it. The moms.
The customers were standing in front of this store at 7 o'clock this morning. The store didn't open until 9, and only a few Cabbage Patch dolls were going on sale.
Well, I had to take what they gave me, and they gave me a boy, and I wanted a girl. This is my second trip around. My husband works here, and I can't even get what I want.
You did not get a Cabbage Patch doll this morning.
No, I did not.
How badly do you want one?
Very, very badly.
The moms were obsessed with getting these kids the Cabbage Patch dolls. Sure, kids loved Cabbage Patch dolls, girls did, but it was the moms that like wanted them, that was beating people up in the store for them. And here, this whole article, attacking G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Bobots, GoBots, Transformers, you name it. Can't attack Cabbage Patch dolls. Got to say, well, okay, they did make it a record album, which probably has to be one of the worst record albums ever. Can't even imagine. But who liked in 1986 Cabbage Patch dolls the most? You guessed it. Middle class, white, overweight mothers. Let's read on. This form forces the viewers to keep watching for multiple days, being smothered in real and pseudo advertising for the corporations all the while. Again, just the wording is so not even trying to act like 11-year-old. Pseudo, I even had to look it up to see what it means. Pretending to be something that is not. I didn't even know that. I guess something that is not, like these fake My Little Ponies. And let's look at the last paragraph. Therefore, I issue this final warning to the toy manufacturers.
How dare you!
Remember the power of the libraries, for they shall be your undoing. Sincerely, Jason G. Green, age 11. Final warning. Well, I don't even know. Why is this person so angry about toys? I don't understand. 1986, 11, yeah, right. Come on now. Whoever this person is, if it's 11, it's somebody you don't want to hang out with if you're 11. It has to be the most grumpiest kid at your school. But we all know it's not someone 11. It's probably someone between 30, I'd say closer to 40, between 40 and 50, somewhere in their middle age range. Again, probably married, wearing mom jeans, probably driving a minivan. Not to stereotype anyone, I could be wrong. But they did give a final warning to the toy manufacturers. And there's something about going to the libraries. I don't know. Anyway, this is an article from 1986. Maybe I'm completely out of line here and you're like, hey, in 1986, when I was around 11, I thought just like this. In fact, I thought of writing a letter just like this to a newspaper. And who knows, maybe you're the Jason G. Green that wrote this. If you are, let me know. I would love to talk to you. I can't believe that Ewok commercial could upset someone so much. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think. Was this article on point? Do you agree? Do you think they were 11 years old? Or do you think it was an overweight, middle-class white mom? I'm going with that. Well, as always, please thumb up so you like my content. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.